What's going on again, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your boy Rio Robinson, back with the latest and greatest on the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about the Washington Commanders. Triple upload day as Washington got busy today. Very productive day for the Washington Commanders football team. How productive and how much this will affect the impact or results on next year to be determined. But Washington brought in a linebacker. We were all begging them to go get a linebacker. They brought in a linebacker from Seattle, Cody Barton from Utah. Fourth-year guy. Didn't get on the field much his first couple years. Started most of the season this year for the Seattle Seahawks. I'm not going to hold you. When that news came across my screen, I had to go look him up. I was not familiar with the dude. I wasn't familiar with him at all. I know Okariki or however the hell you say old boy's name, but I did not know this one. I didn't know who Cody Barton was. I'm not even going to sit here in front to you. Remember when Shaq hit him with I wasn't familiar with your game. I wasn't familiar with his game, so I went to go do a couple things. I went to go look at some highlights, look at some film cut-ups. Just a couple, though. I ain't go deep diving. And I went and searched his name on Twitter because I wanted to see how the media talks about him, two, how their fans talk about him, because fans either love or hate a player. They love or hate you. There's not too much in between. But the truth is always somewhere in the middle of how the media treats a guy and how fans treat a guy. Their fans talk about this guy like he's the worst linebacker ever. What he appears to me to be is Cole Holcomb adjacent. Better David Mayo. He's brought here not to start, not to be necessarily a difference maker, but a guy that won't absolutely throw up on himself when he enters the lineup. Jamin Davis is still the top linebacker here, and he could desperately use a running mate at linebacker. I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's a clause in Ron's contract or the football gods telling Jack Del Rio and Ron, since they played the linebacker position, that they are not allowed to upgrade at this position. But we refuse to go out and get a significant proven starter. Like, why can't we go? Why couldn't we sign David Long? He got a 2-year, $11 million deal with Miami, I believe. The contract that old boy from Philly, Edwards, got from Chicago, very reasonable, $6.5 million a year. Kaiser White's still out there. My boy Aziz Al-Shair out of San Francisco, still out there. Levante David and Bobby Wagner, the name value alone tells me that they're out of Ron's price range, so I'm not even going to mention them right now. But there are still decent backers out there. Shit, if this is the only linebacker move they planned on outsourcing onto the roster, then it's time to bring the mullet man back in the building. Cole Holcomb, bring his ass back into the fray and then draft a young boy to go with them in the class if this was all you're planning to do. But I get the feeling that there's multiple linebacker moves to be made here. But Cody Barton, 6'2", 237 pounds out of Utah, conflicting about if he's a cover linebacker or not, because I was told by a couple of the media guys he's a good coverage linebacker. But their fans say he's not a good coverage linebacker. 136 total tackles last year, 82 solo tackles, 2 interceptions. I like that. I like that a lot. Someone who could create turnovers. I seen him. Both of the picks were thrown right to him, but still, someone who can actually corral, catch, and keep an interception. I'm cool with that because Lord knows our defense leads the league in dropped interceptions and non-recovered fumbles every year. It feels like it, bro. We the most non-turnover, but the turnovers are there to get team I've ever seen in my life. But 2 sacks, 2 interceptions, 136 total tackles. I can't scoff or turn my nose up to that because that's more tackles than any of our linebackers got. I believe Jamin had around 104 total tackles last year. For this guy to not have been a starter the entire season to end 136 tackles, that's impressive. That's impressive. Doesn't have the highest motor, but he doesn't stop. He is a high effort guy. He doesn't seem like he's very stout in the run game, but I see he easily pops on screen more than David Mayo and fucking John Bostic. My God, don't get me started on John Bostic. So I think the idea here is that he's going to be linebacker 3. It's going to be Jamin, somebody else, Cody Barton. I don't think he was brought here to take the Cole Holcomb role and just be the starter next to Jamin. If so, I'll have my skepticism about that. Honestly, I think we signed one starter today. I think we signed 3 new guys today, and we claimed Cam Dantzler. We signed Andrew Wiley, Nick Gates, and Cody Barton. I believe the only shoe-in starter of the 3 or of the 4 is Andrew Wiley out of Kansas City. We gave that guy $8 million to come here and either start at right tackle. He has position flex, so he offers position flex, so he could be right guard, but I believe we brought him here to play right tackle. I think we brought Cody Barton here to be a depth linebacker. They don't have the numbers of his deal yet, but as of right now, where it stands, it's a 1-year deal. For some reason, it says a 1-year fully guaranteed deal. So what that tells me is that he's going to be on this roster this year, if it is indeed fully guaranteed. But we'll see, because, those are 2 words that the NFL does not like, fully guaranteed. They're like, we're the NFL for a reason. We don't do fully guaranteed. But depth linebacker, looks like he has the ability to cover. And I think between playing the run and coverage would be more of his strength. He seems like a jack of some trades, a master of zero, but he's not a bad player at all. He's not a guy to scoff at. He's not a guy to turn our nose at, but he's also not a guy we're not going to sit here and expect 170 tackles out of and to be our bona fide middle linebacker. But I definitely think the team got better today. They definitely didn't get worse. And most importantly, they showed activity. They proactively sought out and targeted guys at positions of need. We've been talking about O-line, cornerback, and linebacker all offseason. And they went out and brought 2 O-linemen in the building. They brought a linebacker in the building, and they claimed a cornerback recently waived that fits a need in a way, because I don't think he's going to start or anything like that. But they went out and they went after it. They had a plan. They went into this offseason with a plan, with some foresight and with some vision. And to that, I'll tip my cap to Riverboat Ron and company. I think the next move will be the quarterback situation. Who's going to back up Sam Howell? I think the popular amongst the fan base and in the building thing would be to bring Taylor Heineke back. I honestly would rather just go get like Jacoby Brissett or Teddy Bridgewater, Andy Dalton. Pick your Jag that was not in this building before. Mariota. Pick your Jag who has experience in a West Coast offense and sitting behind Sam Howell. But I think that's the next move they're going to make. But there has to be another linebacker move to be made. I just can't believe that Cole Holcomb adjacent Cody Barton would be the only linebacker move that this team was planning to make this offseason and just go into the draft with that. I can't fathom that being the thinking, but we shall see. I got to see what the current cap situation is looking like, even though I really don't care about that cap shit, because that cap shit is cap shit. You know what I'm saying? But Washington had a day to open up the tampering period. We haven't really got busy or active on the first day of the tampering period since Ron's been here. Opens up day 1 of free agency with a center, a tackle, a cornerback, and a linebacker. How many of these guys will start? We shall see. But positions of need, check. Competition, check. Iron sharpens iron. Let's get after it. Let's get our backup quarterback situation out the way so we can just get that over with. They might as well just name Sam Howell the starter and stop playing this whole, he needs to earn it. He needs to prove to us. He needs to pass through initiation. So give him the fucking job. Give him who they select as the backup quarterback will tell you he's the fucking starter quarterback, because it's not going to be someone that truly inspires or breeds competition. Let's keep it real. And especially if it's Taylor Heineke. We know what Taylor Heineke is. Beloved amongst the fan base, but we know who he is. He's a backup. And he's going to be a backup. And I think that's the next move the team's going to make. Welcome to the DMV area. Cody Barton, get a better number here, man. Get some swaggy shit. Go get a single digit or a number in the teens, and let's crack domes and let's upgrade this damn linebacker room, because the defense on paper is damn near perfect already. We're damn near ready to throw the cherry on top of a dominant elite defense on paper. I got to see it on Sundays to truly believe it, but we are almost there. And that cherry on top is a number one corner that has wheels, some speed, because we don't have that on the roster right now. We got a bunch of 4-6 running motherfuckers playing cornerback right now. That and a true dog to pair with Jamin Davis in the linebacker room. Jack Campbell, Iowa, me please in the draft. But that's all I got for right now. Busy day in Washington Commanders land. It's going to be like this all week. Whenever some news drops, expect to hear my dumbass voice on the YouTube sphere, giving my opinions and immediate reactions on the transactions taking place. Until next time, hail to the Washington Commanders. Let's make some more moves and let's cook this shit up, Riverboat. Deuces.